Yeah, so we're live. So I don't know, like after a month or two, I guess we're back. And obviously we have Vedant, goes without saying. And we're joined by Apeksha and Anu. So I don't know, just say random shit about yourself.
Like interaction?
I don't know, man. Just
Yes, please.
yes, that would be really nice to hear. You describing yourself in your
Okay.
own words, no?
So it's like an interview, like,
Let's not do that to them.
Y- y-
So we have Apeksha today, one of the Jitsu practitioners of India. She's a blue belt right now. And that's enough for Apeksha. I will not praise you more today. And we have Anu too.
I'm just a yeah.
But she's a beginner, but she's continuing Jiu-Jitsu, which is a big thing. And how long have you been doing Jiu-Jitsu for?
I joined in January, then I took a 1 month break in February. I got married, then I rejoined in March.
Oh, nice. So she's been here for like 10 months or so.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty long in Jiu-Jitsu journey as well. We'll talk more about what is he laughing for?
Apeksha is such an asshole, man. Like, I was taking a picture and she's out there posing.
Notice that.
Yeah.
For that? No. I was just posing like that. What? Hey. So, now we just let that go
Yeah.
and continue.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Very awkward. So, Apeksha, tell us about yourself. You are now world famous. You've been out there on Vice.
Yeah, it's like 3 interviews, right? I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Killing it.
Yeah. Not given the party yet, okay? We are like, okay, when will Apeksha give the party? It's like the third interview we khatam ho gaya abhi.
You know why Joseph is bringing it up and like starting with Vice? Like, of course, it started with Vice, but he takes all the credit. You're just such a famous here. So, I think he should throw us a party. Oh, that was cute.
Like, no. I think you should give him a party because it's because of him that you got all these. It opened up the interview thing.
Yeah, that's true. But it's good. Like, I don't know how he got this thing from Vice, but however he did, it's great that he's put out India like out there. Yeah, on the map for sure. Yeah. But you're on Vice. Out there. Yeah. Joseph got his first article published, and you were a big part of that article. Damn,
Yeah.
worth killing it.
Yeah. So actually, I was thinking about this, like pitching an article about women's jiu-jitsu in India to somebody, and then just Vice showed up, and it was a very perfect setting, for the entire article, like with feminism and all of that coming up and stuff happening,
Yeah.
it was just a very perfect setting.
Yeah, I just want to add on to that. I sent this article to some of my, female friends who have no idea about jiu-jitsu and they're like, क्या कर रही है? Karate सीख रही है कि kung fu सीख रही है? समझ में नहीं आ रहा, बोला भी नहीं जा रहा. Like, it's okay if I speak in Hindi, right? I mean,
Yeah, obviously.
yeah. So then I sent this article and then they're like, okay, now, we understand something. Earlier they were like, what are you learning? Jiu-jitsu, like how do you like pronounce it? Okay, it's not karate, it's not kung fu, it's not taekwondo. Then what exactly is that? I kept on repeating, this is what you should watch videos, and they're like, okay, why are you learning it again? So I'm like really happy. Like I forwarded the article to many people, and then they read it and they understood. Okay, what it means. And then even some of them, even I remember a friend in Bangalore, she has always been saying that she wants to join some kind of martial arts, and I sent this article, then she told me she'll join jiu-jitsu classes in Bangalore. I mean, that was like, I'm really happy that the article also came out. Like I had something, written, something that I can forward it to people. Earlier I was just saying ki, this is something that I do. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for the article.
Hey. What do you have to say to this, Apeksha?
I mean, yeah, seriously, Apeksha.
Article, yeah. So all credit goes to him. But nice because, like, honestly, like, of course, like when I was doing that first interview with ladies only, and whenever I've tried, it's necessary for common laymen to understand what jiu-jitsu exactly is, and like nobody, like it's not that famous, and people have heard of UFC, but they don't know how it started, why it started, who
That's true.
started it, and they see the ground game, they get, oh my god, how cool is that? But I think everyone, like all my cousins, know what an armbar is, but then they don't know what jiu-jitsu is. They're just like armbar, like just do an armbar. That's it. But that's all they care about. And but yeah, so like Anu was saying that people don't really know what you're doing, and now after these articles, people know what I'm doing, and like of course my immediate family supports me in what I'm doing, but like random people, college friends, they don't know exactly what it is. So like now they've got to know, and like everyone's excited, and like I'm getting messages from people I used to talk to 5 years ago, and it's just good. Like it's just like a lot of awareness because of all of this. I think I've done a lot of talking, so you guys take over because I zoned out.
But I'm really surprised it's not that popular in India yet. I mean, you have this karate, taekwondo all going on in school. I guess even when I was in school, that was all. But nobody told me about jiu-jitsu. Like, nobody. Like, I don't know anybody who's ever told me about that.
But jiu-jitsu I don't think so. It's like in the US also, it got famous like very dheere dheere. And when I was talking to this girl Rose, like from Ladies Only again, so she said that when she started jiu-jitsu about like I think 9 years ago, so it wasn't like still it's not that famous. Still they have only 2 gyms in Amsterdam or 3 gyms, like big gyms where jiu-jitsu is being practiced. So like only few places in Amsterdam, and we are talking about Europe, and like still it's not so famous. So I think India is doing okay in the jiu-jitsu scene.
Okay.
Like not so bad, because in Delhi a lot of gyms have come up, like 3 gyms, like at least like well known, and then in Bangalore we have a lot of gyms, and then these competitions which are going on, like even if they're authentic, not non-authentic, like whatever they are, but they are coming out. And thanks to MMA craze in India, Jiu-Jitsu is actually like coming into light now, and like people who do MMA are getting into it. So, and like if you compare it to karate and judo, the how famous these arts are in India, I think it will take a while, because
also because of the art, no?
it is, yeah.
Karate is like you can, even if you throw a punch, it feels very powerful, right? If you just look at it, somebody doing karate is like somebody is doing some martial arts stuff. But if you look at jiu-jitsu, a normal person wouldn't understand anything. It doesn't even look that fancy. Obviously, people who do it, like they know how useful it is. But as an art, also, I guess karate and boxing and probably arts which have punches and kicks in it are more appealing, so that they get more. So when a kid is doing it, a kid is doing karate, he's kicking and he's punching, a parent would be feeling like, acha, he's doing something. Like, acha, he's learning how to protect himself, but rolling on the ground, like, what is he doing? Learning how to play in the mud or what? So appealing, I guess that is also a little hindrance to jiu-jitsu. But yeah, it's growing pretty nicely in India right now, thanks to MMA. The lead is because of the MMA, but jiu-jitsu is catching on.
Yeah. Just
Now I'm going to Bangalore in like 2 weeks, but now I have a place to train over there. So that wasn't possible.
Like what's the name of the place again? I can suggest that to my friend. Like, what's the name of the place?
Institute of Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah.
Okay.
Vedant, just taking it from you, like, don't you think like with striking it's bit of more like it's more fancy for the eye, like when somebody's getting knocked out, it's more fancy, like so I was in Shillong, okay, I was in Shillong, and It was kind of an MMA gym, but everybody was interested in striking. Like, so you can see all these new people coming into the gym. Like, everybody is interested in striking. They want more striking classes, more boxing and stuff, and nobody wanted to roll. So me coming from a jujitsu background, that was like really hard to kind of take in, because like if you kind of that strange feeling, but then I realized striking is more, it's way more catchy to the eye, punching somebody,
It's not.
kicking somebody, like, and the other
Yes.
person can understand like who is winning, right? Like if I punch someone, you can probably make out like, okay, this
Exactly.
person is winning. But like let's say you are in half guard, bottom, like people will think that,
Nobody.
okay, you're fucking up in life.
Yeah. No, that's true, and I think when I started doing martial arts, so like within few months, everyone was okay, show what you do, and I was like, how do I show
Yeah,
it?
exactly. Even my friends are like, show what you are like. What am I supposed to do?
That glitching. What do I do? Like, what do I show them? Like, I don't know what to show them.
Okay, I'm got an answer to this. Okay, whenever one of my friends asks me like, what do I do? I was like, okay, just turn around and then just go for the RNC. They're like, okay, I don't want to know what you do now.
That,
So
that I've done on so many people, but you know what?
Your voice is cut down. Hello?
Hello?
I missed that part. What did you do to your friend?
I
A
just
rear
made
naked
him turn
choke.
around and RNC, a red neck choke.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah,
Maybe.
he did a rear naked choke to his friend.
Okay.
So that takes care of it.
Like, whoever, I've done that too, because it's like the basic you could do to anyone.
Yeah.
So, like when I did that to a few people, they're like, oh, so what? My hands are in front of me and I can't speak. And of course, anybody can do it. But then I see पकड़ के तुझे मार दूँ, and I'm like, it's pointless. Like, why am I even wasting time?
It's pretty
Like,
hard.
most of the time, I give up. Like, I don't want to explain you what I'm doing. And, like, because, like, I tell them that I do ground fighting, and then they're like, oh, to उठा के पटक दूँगी. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that also.
Yes.
But beyond that as well. But yeah, but so I think people don't understand it, and they've seen so much wrestling and so much judo, like yours, so that whenever you say ground game, they just you just pick up a person and throw them on the ground, and that's all. Like,
Yeah.
and it ends there, but it begins there, and it's hard for them to understand because they're like, I'll sit on you and hit you, so what's the big deal in that? But I tell them to come to the academy, and then I'll tell you what's the big deal in that. But nobody shows them. So,
Yeah, same here. Even my colleagues are like making fun of me. Even till now, they are like, okay, you roll. Okay, what exactly do you do that? Like, okay, so like I read that statement by Apeksha. You said that for a female to get, you roll with guys for initially in the Indian society, like once I started, I knew that it didn't make a difference whether I was rolling with a guy or a girl. But for somebody outside, like my office colleagues, they're like, okay, you're rolling with all these guys. Okay, are you like comfortable? I was like, there is nothing uncomfortable about it. When I am hitting him, or when he's hitting me, it's like just like two human beings. It's like nothing like guy girl thing going on. That was one thing that I faced, because when I remember I told like one of my colleagues, like that's what we do. It's ground fighting, and I fight with guys and girls. It's like it doesn't matter who that is. So they are like, okay, so you fight with guys, you roll with them. So they're like, okay, so are you sure? Like like, you understand what I'm trying to say here, right?
Yes, we did.
So I remember reading that article, that statement by Apeksha. It says like for somebody to perceive a girl, guys like he has mounted me, or something like that. So for them it's like, okay, so what position are you in exactly? So that was like, even I am told my parents straight away what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, Amma, I'm learning martial arts. That's what I'm doing. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be tough to explain Jujutsu. That's
Yeah.
that right.
Yeah, because like once you're rolling, you don't actually. Hello.
Yeah, we can
Hello?
hear
Yeah.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
Hello?
we can.
Yeah, where did Apeksha go? Did she like
her connection is
Some
interrupted.
okay. So yeah, that was one thing that I'm still facing actually because most of my colleagues or anybody in the society they don't understand what I'm doing. So I tried explaining it to them. It's so much more than what you just see. Rolling is not what you think. It's and I can't explain it to you. Maybe karate and kung fu they have that advantage ki it's like we are not exactly holding each other, like not that close body contact. But in jiu-jitsu, when I'm rolling with somebody, when they see the photos, like somebody has mounted me or I have mounted them, or all these things, they're like, okay, are you sure you want to continue this? I mean, people have actually asked me that. I'm not kidding about it.
So
Yeah.
the beginning of it, because I don't know, I was kicked out.
she
Hello?
was just telling about the baggage jiu-jitsu has, as in
Yeah, the
Like especially for
uncomfortable.
girls. Hello?
Yeah,
Hello,
Yeah,
Apeksha?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm just quoting this. I remember reading it in the article. I don't know which interview was it. You said for a girl to just come when they see the girls are rolling with guys, and the guys have mounted them, and hello,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm telling that part where people have actually teased me about like Anu, are you comfortable? Like, kya ho raha hai ye? So I've not shown these photos to my parents or my in-laws yet. So, but like it's very hard for me to explain it to them. Ki, it's gender neutral. It's not like I mean, maybe in karate and kung fu, I'm not in close body contact with anybody, though it's okay. But in this, I'm in close body contact with a guy or a girl. So it's for society. It's like, okay, are you sure you want to continue this? And you understand what I'm trying to get here, right?
of course I do. Because like when I was talking about it, I mentioned that I didn't like for the longest I never bothered to explain my parents what exactly I was doing.
Hmm.
Always feared to invite my mom to a class to just watch it and see what I'm doing because I always feared that she'll enter into a room full of guys and then we are on top of each other and
Yeah, that's true.
like when I was doing it and when I had that in mind, there was no girl at all coming in and doing jiu-jitsu. So
Hmm.
how can I get my mother to a place like that? Like she think, and the next day I know she will not let me come in here. Like that was my that was the thing in my head. But like once you start gaining confidence in this art, and like initially it was very awkward for me. Like I used to pick guys that only this one, this one, this one. That's it. Nobody else come near me. Like that's
Okay.
and like when you get comfortable with the art, when you get comfortable and you understand jiu-jitsu thoroughly, then like you will want people to learn it. Like you will want other girls to learn it. Like I got my sister
Yeah.
to a class, and her biggest concern was like that guy was so sweaty, and I am not going back there again. So like but people will have these things, and like and you can't just put it out to them saying that if you get like God forbid that you get into a situation like that, will you think that oh my God, this Taichi David is so sweaty that I can't even do anything because I am disgusted by the fact that he's sweaty. But then
Hmm.
to get over that and then you can defend yourself. Like that's where it starts. Like one is panic, but if you don't do it regularly, like you have to prepare yourself and like of course not prepare like in that, but
yeah, I get it.
like but like and like I don't know, but how do you take out women from this entire concept of sweaty people and it's so disgusting
but
and
Apeksha,
it's not even about a guy being over you. It's even if I am there, I'm her sister. It's like, oh my God, you're so sweaty. Stay away from me. But like, I don't know how to break that from her. But she's not uncomfortable if it's a guy or a girl. Like the gender part doesn't make like is not a problem.
It's not an issue.
But like it's about the hygiene, and I'm speechless there. What to?
But you know what? It happens for guys as well. Like if I'm rolling with somebody who's sweaty and stuff, like I get freaked out. Okay, and if somebody is smelling bad and stuff, like you get freaked out, man. Like you're like, dude, I don't want to
I've
roll,
visited
man.
those people and I stay away.
No,
I am
so
being
okay. I'll tell this. So one time I was about to roll with somebody and his geese stank, and I was like, no, dude, I'm not rolling today. Like, so I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
you want somebody
that.
to tell them, but at the same time, you don't want to be a dick to people, you know. So
Yeah, yeah. But like but this is when like you want to avoid one or two people, right?
Yeah, this is not the whole
There
of
are still
of
people
yeah,
I avoid in class rolling with
yeah,
because
usual class.
yeah, whatever. But I can't be rude to them, so I
yeah,
just say, oh, I'm like it's a unique thing for me,
What
unique set for me.
Joe Rogan and Jocko Willing have this one beautiful thing about like whatever the sweaty people thing, you know. So they're like you cannot force people to stay into jiu-jitsu, right? So what he says is like you need to just tell him the mindset before they start training. So if I just bring someone and tell them to just okay, this is just a class, this is what we do, and you're supposed to do that. So they're like, okay, now I have to do, I don't have to do. So they're not in the mind frame. So what they say is like, okay, now imagine that it's really hard on like on the mental aspect of it. It's like one day, which God forbids never comes, you're in that situation, and what you do right now, the next hour, might save you from that. So if the person just gets into that mind of frame, I think the small issues like obviously if cookie really stinks, you cannot ignore that and everything else. But like the small hygiene wala issue, person being too close and everything, that kind of flies out of the window. Not the one we experience, like the people who don't
yeah,
know. The geek part never goes up, which stinks, which stinks. Like that, you cannot throw up.
yeah,
So apart from that, I guess the mind frame thing can take care of that, but it's yeah, you don't expect like a person who is attending the class for the first time
yeah,
to be in that mind frame.
Yeah, because like to my sister, I've taught her the like basics, if you say. Like she's done the seminars also. Like we had a seminar in my colony, so she's done the basic self defense. But like and she's done 2-3 classes. But of course, again, I can't force her to come in to the class every day with me. So like I mean, that's about it. Like, she knows how much ever she has to know. But I again believe so that if you don't do it again and again and every day, then it doesn't come to your muscle memory.
yeah,
But then again, there are other ways to keep yourself safe and, like, never get into a situation like that. So,
Yeah, that's true.
prioritize them more. And
Okay, I have one thing in mind. Okay, so we have at least let's minimum is 10 months of experience in jiu-jitsu, right? So
yeah.
kind of like just sum up jiu-jitsu in 15 seconds. Everyone go. It'll be damn hard. Huh? Let's try.
Dude,
Let's go
who
first.
goes first?
Who goes first? Apeksha, you go first.
Yeah, Apeksha is the
For
highest
the long.
build right now, so Apeksha goes first, no?
no.
I'll keep the timer. Okay. So you have like
Keep
20
about
seconds.
it.
Take 10 seconds. Okay. So this is what I'm saying, right? The people who have been doing jiu-jitsu for Apeksha for the past 5 years, me for the past 4 years. 4 years? Come on. 4 years. Okay, 4.5, 4 years. Joseph for 1.5 years more. Anu for more than 10 months or 10 months. It's still so hard to explain
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu and like be precise about it. And like you just go, what is jiu-jitsu? This is just jiu-jitsu. Like,
It's a trap.
okay, go.
It's a trap?
It's a trap. 3 months into it, you can't get out of it.
Wait, can I go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu for me, like, it taught me first how my body works, how when not to panic, how amazing the body mechanics works, how a weak person, like weak is as in my muscles, like weak person like me can, if required, take down a person who weighs like almost 1.5 times more than me. I never had that confidence in my life till then, my only reaction to any kind of misbehavior towards me would always have been just shout or run, shout and run. Jiu-jitsu taught me not to panic, to taught me that yes, if I know the right techniques and yes, if I am aware of what is happening, I can save myself when required or save somebody else. Like it taught me that with just my body mechanics. I am just amazed that's the reason I always come back to jiu-jitsu. Like I always like the way how the logic how it works. Like I always like for me I solve these questions, these logical questions, because it amazes me how they can be solved with logic. Jiu-jitsu is like logic with body. How like like how is simply like if you just turn that way, if you are just able to touch that, turn that, I like weight is not a stopping factor. Like that just amazed me. That's what keeps me coming back to jiu-jitsu. That's what. Hello.
No,
You actually put it very beautifully, Anu.
Yeah.
Because I never had any kind of martial arts training. Like I joined jiu-jitsu when I was 26. Till then, I had no such kind of training or background. I was so amazed by how like you have seen Arun sir. Arun sir just visibly he looks thin, like just normal thin guy you see on streets, and the way he moved and the way he could take down guys who were like 1.5 times or double his weight by just simply making the right moves. He just knew simply how to make it at the at the right time, and I was so amazed by the logic. Like it is so simple. I mean, I just need to understand how the logic works, and that's why I keep coming back here. That's my aim. Like I need to understand how the body logic works. That's all from my side.
beautiful.
Hello.
Yeah.
That was nicely put.
That was really like goosebumps shit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling my people like, you should see, you should come and see my coach. If you just look at him, he's just a normal guy, like just he's just tall and thin guy. Kya kar lega ye? And then when you see him, how he does it, I mean, I'm so amazed. Like I never knew that your human body by just knowing. That's what I remember seeing the first Gracie video, and that's the first thing it said about jiu-jitsu. Like it is for people who are weak by body, like weak as in who don't have like weight or muscle strength that much, and then who if required can take down people who double their weight. I was like, fuck, I want this is what I want. And yeah, that's just summarizes why coming back. Yeah, I think I spoke too much. Somebody else can speak now.
Vedant, go!
Amazing.
So I'll just point out what Anu did. So I think that's a really good way to say it. Like not explain what jiu-jitsu is, but explain what jiu-jitsu is to you. And that is more impactful, I guess, right? Just
Yeah.
for the past. Yes, I'll try to explain what jiu-jitsu is as far as I know, as much as I can do. So jiu-jitsu is like leverage. So a small stone can move a big stone. If I just put it that way, you won't think that's possible, right? So jiu-jitsu gives you that power and that strength that a small, like a 5 kilo rock can destroy a 500 kilo rock. So if you can figure that, that is what jiu-jitsu is. And imagine you're a 5 kilo rock right now. So, and then
Yeah, that's what.
then the question arises, and then I can try to deal with it, but I just can't explain what jiu-jitsu is in like art-wise. That's really tough. But what I do is it's usually it's like leverage and just increases what you do and your capabilities. You don't even know what you can do with your bare hands and everything. So somebody else give it a try. Like Apeksha, your left, Joseph, your left.
I'm still left.
No, you did. Sorry, my bad. Joseph, your left.
So,
No, I can add mine after Joseph.
oh my
After
god.
Joseph.
So, jujitsu is I kind of have a very, love-hate relationship with jujitsu. So,
Sounds
I know,
complicated.
I know, like, there are times where all I want to do is like roll, all I want to do is spar, train hard, and just get after it and shit. And there are times when I just don't want to train, like, just take a break or something. But that is kind of the yin and the yang of life, I guess. But to what jujitsu is to me is it's very like I know where I'm going to the class or something, and I'll see friends, I'll see people who I'll roll with, and even if my life's going to shit, it'll be okay. Kind of that thing. And then I'll just tell you, like, I I'm like right now I'm 92, so that's like 210. Okay. And when I spar with Vedant, I go like 100% crazy. Like we sparred way before, but then at that time I guess I was easily 100, and I used to go crazy on Vedant, crazy. And this guy who's like half my size, who's fucking half my size, used to almost choke me all the time. He used to catch me in a triangle, strangle the shit out of me, like all the time. So what happened to me was training with him and sparring with him like every day, kind of somewhere down the line, it made me better. So when I went to my first competition, I was rolling against a guy who was like twice my size. He was like 150 kilos, 6'6", and that is when kind of the feeling I the feeling I got when I sparred with Vedant, the same feeling I was getting. So it was a very emotional moment at that point, and after that, there was all this insecurity that I had in myself, and I took that guy down. I lost the bout, but that's okay. But the main thing was that all the security I had just went out, and that trickled down to life as well. Like all my insecurity, all my anxiety, all my kind of this shit that basically when your life's down and shit, and you're like, dude, I'm like nobody, fuck this shit, and all of that when you're feeling low, that all went like through the door. And I was like, I was in a peace of mind, I was more relaxed. It made me more calm. And yeah, like I wouldn't change anything about jiu-jitsu, man. Like honestly, like the only thing I regret is not having started training before. But it is a drug, man. You stay away, you'll get fucked up. It is a drug. You At the end of the day, you need somebody to choke you, and you need somebody to choke the fuck out of.
I told you it's a trap. I told you.
Yes.
That's the best way to put it.
But imagine that you're saying to a person who hasn't done jiu-jitsu, it's a trap. Please don't join it. Otherwise you won't get out of it. Good luck studying the art.
It's actually it's like you do it and then you want to get back to it, because honestly, like I would quote Arun sir here. Like, I'm sure Vedant must be knowing this, that he always says that martial arts for him is like moving meditation. So I believe that it implies to all of us as well, because when we are rolling and when we are sparring, it's just we are into the moment, and we're not thinking about anything else. And even if you had a bad day, like after training, you're all relaxed because everything is just gone, because like for 1 hour you're just meditating. Energy everyone brings in is also matters, because beginning of the class everyone will be like nah, 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 whatever, and like after the class everyone is going back with a smile, and you can actually see that, even though like you get tapped out 10 times in that class, of course you will have that grudge against that person 2 days, but of course you'll be happy, right? Right. And like you get back to the place to feel that again. So I it's sort of a meditation for all of us as well, right? Because like we get into it and then we don't think about anything else. We're just there doing it, and like even like for me, like still like so after my graduation I didn't join any work, and like I used to wake up at around 12, and like the best thing of my day was the class. Like even though I was home, I could do whatever I want. Like I could go wherever I want, but I'll never miss the class. Like I used to go out wherever, but I used to make sure that 6:37 I'm like there. And like even now when I'm working, the only like this is the biggest thing you look forward to in your day, to get there, to do to do jiu-jitsu. It's like it's amazing.
Yeah, I totally get you. I
Like
think that's
just And for me, I never like when I do jiu-jitsu, like when I do sparring, and like somebody tells me, "Oh, do this," and I'm like, oh, like I don't listen to people. Like it just doesn't. Like I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I'm not thinking then. Like honestly, it's just my body which is flowing, and if you tell me to do something, then I'll sleep. Like I'll be blank out that okay, what's happening? But I think that's important to learn now if I want to compete anytime soon. But yeah, but like it's the best feeling I get when I'm rolling.
Totally get.
And I'm not thinking of what I'm doing, like what I'm supposed to do next. How do I join this with that and that with this, and it's zero. Like the thought process, it's zero.
But you know what the best feeling is? The best feeling is when somebody is just about to tap you and you get out and then you pass his guard or whatever and then you mount him and then you choke the fuck out of him. Like that's the
For
best
me, I
feeling ever.
think
I think that's subjective.
Yeah, but
The
like
best feeling
that
is
thing,
like
that
it's
thing,
like,
yeah, but that thing where you just overcame
I'm
adversity.
sorry to break you guys right now. Just a second. I need to bounce right now. My parents will kill me otherwise.
Cool.
Okay, it was really nice talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
okay.
Nice
Bye
talking to
Vedant.
you. Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Vedant.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice podcast, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So I was saying that that overcoming adversity thing. Like I don't think there is more of a martial art or anything in this. Maybe in this world or not, I don't know. But this thing that overcoming adversity when like somebody bigger than you, stronger than you is kind of has you in a bad position. Let's say he's mounting you or he's on side mount and then you escape and then you kind of come back and then then you get the mount or you get the side mount. So climbing that ladder, which requires a lot of effort, like it's crazy, man. And that feeling of overcoming adversity, like that's just so crazy, I was in Bhutan in August and I was having this having a conversation with a colleague, a work colleague there, and she was like, "Dude, why don't you go out more? Why don't you kind of go out, meet people, just go to this hipster restaurants and all of that?" And I was like, "Fuck, man! Like, do I have the time? Like, in my day, if I am not training, I'll get crazy." So, like, Jiu-Jitsu has changed all my priorities, man. Like, it's crazily changed my priorities.
That's true. Like when I changed my Saturday nights to sleeping in at home because I have to wake up for class in the morning for 8 o'clock class.
Yeah, exactly. Even I don't. Yeah, earlier I used to go out and party on Saturdays. These days, like I'm like, no, I'm not drinking on Saturday because I can't wake up on Sunday.
Yeah, so I mean that's something like that tells
Yeah,
me.
exactly. Like, only on Friday evenings, okay, I can do because I don't do the Saturday morning class. Friday evening is fine. There is nothing that I'm going to do on a Wednesday. Like, I come 3 days a week. Like, that's what I can manage in my schedule right now. And I do my best to come that, and everything revolves around that. I'm like, boss, I have to leave today, so that means I have to leave today. Tomorrow I'll stay back more. Like,
Dude,
I go to
I
Jitsu
can
after my
relate with
office hours.
that. Like, the excuses I make to get out of work are like so dumb, man. Like, they are so dumb. Like, the excuses I make, so crazy. I can totally relate to what
I
Anu
mean,
is saying.
when I was working, like there was a short period for 9 months only. So like the first week, I told my boss my office timing was till 6:30, and the class used to start at 6:30 earlier. So I told him that see, I will leave at 6. So my class is from here, it's around 30 minutes. So I will leave at 6 no matter what you say. Like you give me work as soon as I come in the morning. Like don't give me work at 5:30. And I was just an intern. And he used to look at me and he was like, तुझे एक हफ्ता ही हुआ है ना यहाँ? So I said, yeah, you make me do whatever you want in those 7.5 hours, but I'm not staying for that half an hour. And then when I used to get late, and then there was work till, and then I used to work till 7:30, and then he was like, "Okay, we'll do this tomorrow." I was like, "No, now we will sit and complete this, and we will send it at 9:30. I don't care. I'm not going home, and neither are you, because I missed my class, so you missed your time. And we work and we submit this so that you don't make me miss my class tomorrow." And then they like few days I did that with them, which I feel bad about because I did with my seniors. But yeah, I was free at 6 every day then. They're like, तुझा, तुझा, तेरा हो गया, तुझा. But like again, like this determination is like I put it as bullying, but they used to say that I'm so determined to do something because I was like one day I had a talk with my boss, so he's like that, if you put in more hours, you can reach like different heights in your career. And I was like, see, honestly, like I don't want to be 40 and be like really famous and then get back to jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
because this is the time I want to do it, and I don't want to waste the time. Like I have 24 hours and I will divide them into work and other things, and my other things will be jiu-jitsu. And like I don't want to regret at 40 that why did I quit it at 23 when I could have taken it up. Like when I had the opportunity, I had the space, and I had the time. But like honestly, I don't want to slog in office for 14 hours straight and not do anything, because like I look at few of my friends, and like they're in office and then they're out partying and then they're in office, and like of course they enjoy partying. I don't look down upon people like that.
No, I do,
But
I
then
do. I shit
on
on
the
people who
hand,
party.
I have to look forward to, like, I don't know, drinking.
That's true, yeah.
Like
I
that,
agree with that.
I thought is strange to me that okay, you look forward to Saturday night to drink and get out of your mind, and you don't even know where you are, like sometimes, and you're throwing up, and then you have hangover the next day. I mean, what's the enjoyment? Like, I don't get it. So,
But Apeksha,
like,
just cutting you there. So what I think
yeah,
is, because I mean, both of us have seen those. I mean, all three of us have seen those partying lives and all of that. So one thing which I
yeah,
could which I could relate to that partying life was that when I was partying, when I was getting high, when I was drinking, smoking, everything, I was hurting myself. Like I was in pain, and there was like I don't know what that pain was, and I was not confronting that pain, and I was just cruising from one weekend to the another, drinking, partying, kind of that stuff. I wasn't doing anything productive in my life. I wasn't accomplishing goals. I had no goals. It was just random shit, like nothing. Like there was this whole thing of nothingness in my life, nothing to look forward to except that partying, which if I would have done more years would have killed me. And I think a lot of these people, like a lot of them are hurting and they don't have that, you know, if you tell them this is how you can, I think jujitsu is a cure for everything, man. Like
I want to, yeah.
people talk to me
Yeah.
about mental health. A lot of people have come up and told me
Hmm.
like they're
Hmm.
experiencing some depression and all of that. I have never been diagnosed of depression, but I I mean I was at a very low phase of my life and stuff, so I can pretty much relate to anybody who comes up to me and says okay they have a mental health problem. And the best thing I can really tell is, dude, join jiu-jitsu. Like it'll change your life, man. You'll find people who are family, people who'll
Hmm.
become your family. You'll find a very supportive environment, and the best thing is like that support you get is crazy, man. Like I could literally show up at any dojo in the world and people would accept me regardless of my race, religion, whatever.
Yeah, I want to add on to that. When I joined the jiu-jitsu class here, even I was like very apprehensive कि कैसा होगा, but the environment there, everybody is so welcoming and everybody is like, okay. See, initially when you're in the beginning, like you obviously I tap out like every sparring, but after that they'll come and tell you, okay, you do this would be better. Like the environment that I got there, it was like amazing. Everybody was supportive. Like I mean, that is also one of the reasons I like. Okay, I want to go there, and I come to Jitsu after my office. Like I do 8 hours of office, then I come and then I like it's such a relief for me. Like after the 2 hours, like I don't think about the shit that happened in the office. I don't think about the meetings, but all whatever the boss had to say about. And I mean, I don't know. Like Jitsu, this one thing that I want to say is like initially, like I remember. I don't know. I remember like when I was sparring and I'm tapping out again, I'm tapping out. I was like, kya ho raha hai? I don't know if I can do this. Am I not right for this? I don't know what is wrong with me. And then again, then the same people they'll come and tell me, if you do this, this would be better. Like I clearly remember somebody choked me or somebody, then they're like, Anu, this is the mistake that you did. Don't do that. Again, I remember Apeksha also taught me many things. Like I really love that part. Like first, like obviously nobody likes to get tapped out. Like that's
Yeah.
not. I remember like when I drive back home after that, I'm like, oh my god, what did I do? I like next day tomorrow, I'll not make that mistake again. Then that's what I always look forward. I'm like thinking, okay, this is what happened to me in sparring. Next time I'll not give that opening. Next time I'll take care. Next time I'll put my elbows inside. Next time I'll not expose my neck. So this is what I'm thinking before the class and after the class also. Okay, this is what That's like I've never had that. I have joined many classes. I've done gym, I've done swimming, I've done dancing. Like I have joined all these things, and jiu-jitsu is one thing. Like I've continued for so long. All other things were like, okay, I do this for some time, and then okay, I have done that. Now ab ho gaya. Like my interest is like done in that. So, but this is like I want to come back, and then my lifestyle also has changed. I allot to Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday only for jiu-jitsu class. Like so, I don't do anything that affects me going to jiu-jitsu class unless I'm sick. Like that's something I can't do about. And yeah, that's one thing. I never knew that I would continue this for so long, and I really want to continue. I want to, do more, like earn more, like learn more, and yeah, that's all. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I spoke a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, to just breathe, like again, like I would say that it's a feeling like what you get doing it, and after it, you can't explain it. Like people will be like, "Acha, theek hai, ho gaya." Like it makes you happy, but what it is that you're like all over it, like like people don't understand that feeling. Like, what exactly it is, like. And I think for everyone, it's their own thing. Some people find it in like running because like friends they run a lot and like they find it. I think it's their time, but like I don't know. Maybe we found it in this, so I think this is it for us. I think.
Yeah.
And again, like when I was telling Joseph the other day that when I got back after a long break, it was like, and Beneath surmounted me, and then he was giving me that pressure, and I was like, dude, I can't breathe. Like I forgot, and I started panicking, and I was like, okay, step one, don't panic. Step two, focus on your breathing. And step three, like defend everything this guy is doing and get out of it. And I was like, okay, like I had to tell myself how to keep calm again, especially because of the weather and it's taking a toll on my health. So I mean, it was just like I got that feeling all over again to like how to control my body and my mind and that panic situation, which like like in these 4 years, I got used to the pressure. So, like, even if Jazz sir does that to me, it's okay for me. Like, I don't feel so much pressure. So, like, even when Professor Rodrigo was here, of course, when he was giving me pressure in the side mount, my diaphragm was almost out. Like, and my stomach was feeling that it's gone. Like, I was like, there will be an internal damage. Like that was in my head. That shit, I'm gone. I am gone. And but it wasn't because he wasn't over me, so it wasn't about the breathing. So I was happy about that. But like with Binish, when I did it again after so many after few months, it was again like because your brain plays with you and it's the best thing. Like Jiu-Jitsu has taught me how to keep my brain quiet in situations where it wants to explode. Like honestly, I used to feel really angry. Like I had anger issues. Like I was very temperamental. Like I would blast anybody anywhere. And Jiu-Jitsu has also started keeping me calm, like, under situations. So first you analyze them and then you react to them. But like before I was like, "Ah," like just blast on the other person. So I think like every day I learn something new. Again, A, about my body, and B, how amazingly I can control my mind and not let my mind control me. Like, even in such situations. So, like, it's beyond just self defense, it's beyond it. Like, it's about your overall growth, I would say.
Yeah, that's right. It has given me a lot of self-confidence, which I never felt like. I mean, I can't explain it. Self-confidence. I never suffered from like not depression type, but it gives me a sense of yes, like I'm not weak. Like
Yeah.
I'm not weak. That's all. I always till then I always felt like maybe because physically I may not be maybe as strong as a guy or girl in front of mostly a guy in front of me. I mean, it gave me a sense of confidence. I can't put it in words. I'm not saying that I can take down any guy in front of me and do, but it taught me not to panic. That's the first lesson. Like whatever happened, don't let the brain shut down. That's it. Like
Yeah.
that's the first thing which I'm still learning every day. Inspiring. Like when a very heavy guy mounts on me, my mind panics first, but that's the first thing I'm working on right now. Like, don't panic. When he's mounted you, don't panic. That's it. Don't panic. So that's a huge thing for me because huge. Like, if something or anything, like I used to like panic. That's it. My mind is shut down. Panic. Nothing. Nobody can help me. But now I realize, like, slowly, okay, somebody has mounted me. Somebody's applying pressure on me. Okay, stop. Think. There is a way out. There is a way out. Like, yeah, that's a great thing for me.
But then I
Yeah, and
think it has also kind of like, if you think about it and kind of break it down, the trust that you develop with your training partners is crazy. I mean, like, I know I can go 100% with Binish sir, Apeksha, Vedant, and they will even if they go 100%, they wouldn't hurt me. So like on Wednesday I had like a ankle thing, and I was sparring with Apeksha, and she took me kind of in that half guard thing, and she was letting it go, and I was like, no, fuck it, like you have to apply that pressure, because somewhere down the line I trust her that whatever pressure she will apply will be equivalent to what I can take. I mean, I don't know, it sounds like very crazy when you think about it, but that same thing when I go with Banish sir, I know, like, okay, he knows what pressure to give me when he's on neon belly, and his neon belly is
Hmm.
fucking killer. Like, it can
Yeah,
kill
that's true.
you,
That's true.
literally. Yeah. But then he
Yeah.
knows like how to manipulate that weight, wherein like he can submit you and wherein he can give you a chance. Like, I rolled with Arun sir in September, and I was going like 100% with Arun sir, like crazily with Arun sir. And it was so like me, I'm a big guy for like I'm a big guy, okay. So when I spar with, and Arun sir is not, I mean, Arun sir is not, I won't say bigger than me, but he's kind of like smaller than me in weight. But
Yeah.
then how easily he was able to manipulate my body weight was crazy, because had
Yeah.
I fallen somewhere else, and he was sparring with a knee injury or something, okay. So had I fallen somewhere else, it could have been like something bad for both of us. But then this thing where you have this trust in training partners, okay, like we know that you wouldn't injure me. Like that trust where you tap and the other person releases you. Like, imagine if you tap and the other person does not release you. You fucked.
yeah, and like no offense, but like that's what I was telling Rose when I was talking to her. So when like a new guy walks in,
Yeah, that's. I wanted to say that what Apeksha is gonna say. I get what she's gonna say.
like a week or even a
Hmm.
month, I prefer not to go with the new guys
Yeah, I
because
agree, man. They go
these
crazy.
Yeah,
It's not because, like, I'm not confident enough, but it is just that I don't want to put myself into a position where I can have an injury. Like, it's not about, like, oh, you're so senior to them. How can you even think of an injury with them? But you don't know what the other person is coming, like the intention the other person is coming.
And the ego, I mean, sorry to add, just sorry, but the ego that guys come with, like, I personally have, girls, I mean, I don't know, it's universal, I am not being sexist here, but the guys have ego in it. Like, how can a girl, like, I mean, I have personally experienced that. I can't put it in words, but there are new guys who come up and, okay, fine, I'm a beginner. Obviously, I'm weaker than you. Also, I'm doing a technique which sir taught me 2 classes back. I'm trying it on you, but the guy will come at me with all his strength and will just, I mean, that's like very rough, very rough. Stop! Don't do that to me. I can't take it.
I know. I was like so, like, I always think in my mind, even when I'm stuck with somebody new, and if like I try to take like controlling positions on the person and not go for like submissions where I can possibly give them the opportunity where they can use their strength and get out of it. So I try to control them, and probably you can call it stalling. But then I'm like, it's fine. It's 4 minutes. It's 3 minutes. It's gonna go, and that's what I want to do to them. But if they get me into something, like if they know a simple Americana, and if they get me into that, as soon as I swear, as soon as their hands go before they put the submission, there is a tap from me. And I have done that. Like, trust me, I have done that. And because I know for a fact that a new guy who's coming, who's stronger than you, with sees for a higher belt, and you're a girl, and you are rolling, and they see an opportunity. If it's right, it's wrong, whatever it is, you can escape, but they haven't. So you just tap and get out of it. Like, this is like, you can say an advice, but I always do that when I am there in that situation, because if they have it and they'll just go full power, like they will not think that they don't want to break your arm. They will just think that just finish and get over with.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I have personally, like, I have learned it the hard way. I remember in the beginning, I used to spar with the new guys. So, oh, I understand they are way more than me, they are stronger than me, and they were very rough. I was like, why are they being rough? Okay, you may tap me, that is fine. That is okay, I'm just learning. Then I remember sparring with somebody who was like, blue belt or something, I don't know who it was. And then I understood the guy obviously is not using his strength, he's using his technique to tap me out, and I felt more comfortable in that way. Like, then I realized the new guys are using like so much strength. Like, what is it like? Why do they have to use so much strength on me?
I don't blame them, because they use what they have. So when a new guy walks in, it's not his fault he uses his strength. Or if a smaller guy walks in and he uses his speed, because this is what they already have, and they're here to learn something new, and they don't have so many techniques, so they'll do what their body allows them to do. So that's why when I'm going, like, if I am into a round with a new guy, or like a guy who's learned jiu-jitsu even for like say 6 months, and the guy uses strength, and it's just absolutely fine. You tap and get out of that round. You don't, like, honestly, you don't want to keep that ego with you, because like I'm sure it's easier said than done, but I can say it because I've done it. I've done it, and I've got out of those situations, because like at the end of the day, even a minor injury can put you down for a month or a month and a half. And like, honestly, I don't want that. Like, I want to go there every day and train. And like, sometimes when I need that rough and like rough sparring, so I tell people I trust. So I will tell Binish sir, or I'll tell Arun sir that, okay, now like I want you to go rough on me today. Like, I want to feel that evil pressure and not like normal sparring. So like, there are days you want to put yourself into situations like that, but then with new guys, I think more than them being responsible for you, you are responsible for yourself and them. So whenever I'm with new guys, either I'll do positional sparring, I'll give them a position and we'll start sparring from that, or I'll take a position and we start sparring from that, or like if I don't get the right vibe, I'll just tap and I'll get out of it. It's the same, like as somebody's thinking and you want to get out
Yeah.
of it, it's the same that you don't want to enjoy yourself or the other person, so you get out of it.
Since
And of course, I will not say that I don't get those ego trips into sparring. Of course, I do with some new people, with like probably not even so new, probably a year or something, and then you're sparring, and then they get you in a in a position from no position, and like they're just and like okay, I'll tell you an incident. So we are sparring, and that nothing, okay. Like he's at the bottom, but he's got my arm like from here, and he's crushing this bone, like my forearm, and I'm like, dude, you don't have a submission. You're just like putting a lot of pressure to my bone. And like I had that in mind, but I was like, fuck it, I will choke this guy. I'll get out of this and I will choke this guy because he's going rough on me. And I was like in my mind for that few seconds, I had this that how stupid is this guy? I'll show him what I can do. Like I had that in mind, and eventually I did. But then after that, when I was talking to Binesh sir, it was his class. So I said that, this happened, but I'm feeling bad about it. Like, like why did this thought came into my mind? He was like, it's okay, it happens because you were into sparring and it happens. So I was like, yeah, but, like, but, like, it's fine. Like, you can handle it. But honestly, if the pressure would have been too much, because thankfully he was like not very strong guy, so like the pressure was bearable for me. But if the pressure would have been too much, because once like in that sparring only before this happened, he went for a leg lock, and I was like, dude, you're not even stripe one and you're going for a leg lock. Am I supposed to say something here or just get out of it? So I did get out of it, and then after sparring, I was like you don't even know what to do with the legs. Like, why would you even go for a leg lock? He's
but
like, I don't.
Apeksha, don't
I
you
was like,
think?
no, and I just walked off. Like, I was really mean. Like, that was the meanest I've been to somebody. But like, I don't know. Like, there are times like your ego will come in, but you have to deal with it. And like, if you think like I will say it again and again. If you think you're in a position where you can get injured, just tap and get out of it. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Like, get out of it.
But then what I was trying to say is that don't you think it's just people? Because I've seen higher belts do that. Like you remember this one guy from China came and we had that conversation. Like I passed his guard, I almost choked him, and this guy after sparring he made some kind of he was like, what's your weight? And this and that, kind of that. Like kind of belittling me. But I think it's just people, man. Like Jujutsu, I guess it's a very big world, and 99% of people are really good, but 1% will be assholes, man. Like that is just the reality of it. And like
Like,
speaking about new people, it's best like not to spar with them because I've had like really bad experiences. So one time I was sparring with this really heavy new guy, and it was positional sparring, and I was mounting him, sorry. And what he did was he kind of used all his weight. He kind of pushed on my ankle from the mount. So I almost got an ankle injury. And after that, I mean, that isn't even a move. I don't know what it is, but then he just did that. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, it feels bad. It feels really bad, and
with me,
it's kind of really strange when new people do that thing. But I guess it's like Apeksha says, it's that is what they know. That is what they will do, and also like you can see them. They're almost breathless, like kind of kind of spazzing out so much. You like dude like taking shallow breaths and all of that. It's crazy, and then they will go try to go 100% when they don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
So, but I can they'll it's just eventually you come out, you learn, and then you progress. But then what I've seen is that not a lot of people stick into jiu-jitsu. Like be it guys or girls, people run away. I don't know for what reason, but people like it's like not a lot of people who stick with jiu-jitsu, and that is very crazy.
Like I would say that whoever gets the hang of it will stick along, and whoever doesn't will not. Whoever doesn't understand it, like there are people who want to rush things. That okay, I've learned this. Now teach me this. Now teach me that. And there are people who are all into leg locks and who are all into such moves. And of course, our academy is not about that. Like because leg locks you can injure somebody very easily, so nobody's against them, but why do you want to do things and learn something so quickly when you don't understand what it is? Like you start slowly. Like why do you want to make a sentence when you can't spell out things? Like when you can't make a word, why do you want to make sentences? So like it definitely it is people who one are in a rush, B who just don't get the hang of it. And again, like coming back to what we were talking about people and about newbies coming and doing things. You know, sometimes I will just bring up this when we're talking about it. That sometimes I feel bad that my move did not work on the newbie. Like that person doesn't know anything. So like how do I even justify my blue belt? That I can't do it on somebody who's just been into jiu-jitsu for a month. So, but then when you think about it, that if you get into something like that on the street, you will not be playing jiu-jitsu with that person. So when the self-defense part comes in, like jiu-jitsu teaches you things to just get out and not stay in and stick around and spar with the new guy where where you should just hit and run. And that's what I think. And if I have seen this that when people start jiu-jitsu, I've sparred with them then, and it was easier for them probably to get out of a position. I mean, just by using strength. So when they stop using strength, they use technique. It takes them a while to get out of those positions. I mean, and then you see the transformation of a person. Like the same person with attitude and arrogance becomes more calmer. Even you get that vibe. And then initially when you were like, I will never hang out with that person again. Like after that one round of sparring, you'll be like, this person, no. A few months later, you get paired up again, and then you spar, and then you're like, oh, that's cool. You've changed.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And you're like, oh, you've changed. You're a nice person. I didn't know there was this side on you. You know, like, honestly, it does change people. Like,
It's been more
and
than an. It's
this
been
will be like a test sort of thing. This is fun.
what?
This sort of thing. Like I was nervous earlier that what will we talk about?
Okay,
Hello?
we've just lost Apeksha, I guess. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, we've just lost Apeksha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah,
Can
Apeksha isn't there. I can hear you, Anu.
yeah, even I can hear Apeksha.
You can hear Apeksha?
I can hear both of you and see both of you.
I cannot hear Apeksha. Oh, Apeksha's back. But it's like jamming her. I don't know, man. Like, she's all jammed up right now. It's crazy how she looks. I'll just remove her and then maybe she'll probably come back. I just removed her. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. You just removed
Yeah, yeah,
Apeksha.
I just removed Apeksha. She'll join. I just messaged her to join. Yeah, so I mean, crazy, no? What Jujutsu can do in your life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. I was introduced to this in the most unexpected way. I told you, I met this. We was a purple belt. I met him, and he just did something, and he just told me, this is something, which would you may want to try. I was like, okay, okay, let me just come back to Delhi and then let me try that. And then yeah, I never thought that I would actually join any kind of martial arts.
yeah. But are you happy that you joined Jujutsu?
Yeah, I'm definitely happy. I am definitely happy. This was not people who know me. Like as I told you, I joined this when I was like 26 years old. So till then, I had a certain persona. People had a certain persona about myself, how I am, what my interests are. Even, but then when I joined this, if many people were surprised, like, okay, why are you okay? We never expected that you would do such a thing. I'm like, even I didn't expect that from myself. Now I'm doing it, and I want to continue it. So yeah, it's just something. Yeah, this I would say it just gave my life a different direction. Like my 2 hours, 3 days a week are like allotted for this.
Yeah,
Whenever I can, unless I'm traveling or I'm sick, I make it a point to come here. Yeah.
yeah. What were you saying, Apeksha?
What was I saying?
You were saying something, no, before you were cut off.
I don't know.
You were saying something. I forgot.
I forgot.
Damn. You were saying it was, I don't know, man, what you were saying.
Okay, but like again, like two things I want to put up.
Okay.
Like, like honestly, like like when I was in school, so like you hear those things that what you want to tell yourself, like
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
at
yeah, yeah, yeah.
18, 17-year-old self
Yeah.
and blah blah. So like again, I wish I would have joined sports or like jiu-jitsu or anything else before
Earlier. Yeah. The same with me,
until
Jujutsu
school
earlier.
because I was such a shy kid. Like when we had to read from a book, like for reading of the one paragraph,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like as soon as my turn was coming up, I ran to the washroom like every time. Like I used to do this, or I used to count paragraphs and read like my paragraph like 5 times before my chance comes because I was so scared of performance. And like this didn't go away with age. Like I think like when I joined architecture and I had my first jury when I had to present my work to my teachers and probably an external teacher. I was sitting in the corridor, I remember, and I was crying that I am not going in there. I am not giving my duty. I have all this stuff. He can see, he can mark me, and he can get lost. I'm not going in there. And like my teacher dragged me in, and she was the meanest teacher. I remember, she was the meanest teacher, but she helped me in that jury. I couldn't talk. Like I was afraid to talk. And now I take seminars and it's
Damn.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
I'm like this person who wants to talk, who was not
Yeah.
able to talk
And you
back
talk a
then.
lot.
Yeah, I talk a lot and I make sense also.
Yeah, yeah,
More and it's amazing. I know like I would suggest this that come for some seminars and try like it's amazing. Like everyone who trains jiu-jitsu, you should come for a self-defense seminar. You should teach kids. It's amazing. The feeling you get after it, it's
I would
amazing.
really want to do that. Actually, I volunteer for an NGO on Sundays. Yeah, so that's like a community library, and we have many workshops. So so I was talking to one of the organizers there. Like, I did not actually talk, but yeah, I was actually thinking of it. Like, maybe we can conduct a Jitsu seminar. It's in Malvinagar only. I volunteer. I go to that after my Sunday class.
That's
So
great.
yeah, the kids. Do you know Panchil Vihar? Do you know that area?
It's near Panchi.
Yeah, there no,
Oh
it's in
my
the
God, rocket science, no?
extension. So it's like a thoda sa, I would say slum, but yeah, thoda sa like yeah, thoda sa congested areas, and then I go and it's a community library. I volunteer there. So वहाँ पे I was telling some of my kids, I learned this jujitsu. They're like, ma'am, acha, okay. I'm like, maybe someday I might talk to Arun sir, like maybe he can try to conduct a workshop there. Like the kids are like always interested in learning.
Yeah, totally. Like I would say that pehle I used to think that what do I have to, like, how can I contribute into this? Like, what will I do if Arun sir is there? What will I do? But honestly, like the girl, if a girl child looks at you, even like women, when you do corporate seminars, when they look at you do things, and when they hear you talk, it's amazing. Like when you empower them, and then, like, even if somebody doesn't come up to you and say that, oh my god, it was nice, you just know it by the way how they walk out of the room, like, by, like, how happy they are at the end of it, how empowered they feel, and like it's just amazing. Like I can't even explain that.
I would love to join. Even I'm just I've just started to learning, but I just want to come in a seminar with you guys and see how it works. Like I really would love that idea.
I think everyone should do it. Like it's amazing. Like I would say, like, Joseph took a class there, like in Shillong, right?
Yeah.
Kids class. And like I remember you telling me how happy you felt
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because you can actually give something to someone, and and they can use it, and like it's not just XYZ, it's something which makes them feel empowered, it's something which makes them feel confident. So it's not something which will end in 2 hours. It is something which will stay with them for the rest of their life. So I the feeling is really nice. And especially if somebody comes and tells you that, we didn't know we could defend ourselves, and now we feel so much better. It's
But
amazing.
this feeling you're talking about, no. So just I was just looking at things from this perspective. See, a lot of people, let's say 90% or 95% of the people, that we actually know will never get into a physical altercation in their life. Right. But listen to me. But I guess that why martial arts give that self confidence and that, that ability to be just yourself and all of that is just you are prepared for that 5%, and that
Yeah.
5% might end up saving your life and not saving your life. So when you're giving this, when you're, let's say you're teaching one technique, when you're just telling somebody how to bridge and roll, a very basic technique, and she or he does that over and over again for 1 hour. Okay, now he knows, now he realizes the value of that bridge and roll. Okay, and he's like, fuck man, like if somebody mounts me, I'm going to bridge and roll. Like I know that. And I guess that is why people kind of become more thing that you're talking about, where they leave the class more enriched and all of that. I'm pretty sure that's the case with all self-defense classes, man. And I mean, I guess that kids class thing, it's really unique and special. Like for me, it was like I was really happy to take it, but at the same time, it was kind of challenging as well because kids, like,
It's a challenge.
and it's so difficult to teach them anything. Like even a basic guard pass, it's so difficult to teach them. But they were really nice. They were really helpful, and but it's a challenge. It's a challenge that you have to take.
It's like when Arun sir and Benish are not there, and I have to take classes sometimes. So I tell them that, listen, you get Varun or somebody for kids. I am not doing that. I am not getting into that. I can take adults class. I am not taking kids
Yeah,
class alone because it is a challenge. And I think with kids, connection really matters.
yeah.
And so I have taken a seminar in that army camp. So I was there for a week or 10 days, and I've taken women's class differently, and I've taken kids class differently. So on my first day, I was so nervous taking the kids class, like, because I didn't know what to tell them, and I was like, these little things are judging me, I think. little tiny creatures are judging me. What am I supposed to do? And then you when you build that connection with kids, it's amazing to take a kids class. Like then it gets fun. But initially, I think I was more scared than they were. I think, and but it's a task. Teaching kids is a task.
Yeah.
And but like when I say that I love those seminars, I still think that when Arun sir or when you go with Arun sir or Binish sir, they just make it so fun. Like even when you see them taking the kids class, it's not only ABC. It's like A joke, B joke, joke,
Yeah.
and then the kids get it. But it's like even in corporate self-defense, Arun sir cracks such silly jokes, and I'm like, wow, like you're talking about something so serious, and then the joke pops in, and
Yeah.
then you grab the attention of all the people. And I'm like, if I have to take a seminar alone, I think it will be really just informative and boring.
Yeah.
Like because I'm a person who is just to the point and I can't crack
Yeah.
jokes. And they are so funny when they take like these seminars. So I think that's one thing which is still left to learn, apart from many other things. But that is one thing I want to pick up as quickly as possible.
Okay,
And
so
it's like punchlines.
we've done like 1.5 hours. Okay, so
Oh,
just
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just ending this, like just throwing an open question. What do you think should be like? Why don't more women, in India join this? Like, you guys are women, you guys have been training. I'm a man. I won't have, like, I don't know why women don't join. But like, why do you think that women don't join, and how can you get more women into it? Like for me, if my Vice article gets one girl into self-defense, I'll be really happy. Gets one girl into jiu-jitsu, I'll be really happy. But then what about you guys? Like, what do you think are the problems, and how can you rectify it?
I say the first thing is the awareness of the art of jiu-jitsu. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's not as popular as other martial arts. The first thing. Second, once okay, there are many women now these days who are going for other martial. Second is the jiu-jitsu, as I said, the close proximity, which I feel is the close proximity with the other gender, which may not be seen as by the society that we live in. As I mentioned, I had personal experiences of people asking that, so that is second thing. Yeah, these are the two main things I feel: the awareness of the art and the close proximity that the art asks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think like even if somebody when they walk into jiu-jitsu and when they see what's going on, it's I think like I would talk about my experience only. When I entered and when I saw the class for the first time, it was just too overwhelming. Like I could not put myself into a position like that. I could not think of me being there and being in a close proximity with somebody like that, and like for an hour you have to be there, and I was like, no, this is going to be uncomfortable, I don't want to do this. So I think when people think of martial arts, they again think of stand up more, because they don't know what jiu-jitsu is, and when they enter a jiu-jitsu class, it's overwhelming because what perception they had about martial arts is it's like a complete hit on that. Like, boom, it's on the ground. And boom, it's so close. And then everyone is like, okay, how am I supposed to do this? And like, again, like, I would say that it's more in women than men, that women don't really like being touched so much. Like it's about how we've been brought up that XYZ person, like they shouldn't touch you. Like even if it's your shoulder, you have to know the person before that contact is made, because we've been brought up like that. So it's a thought which has been put up in our mind since the beginning. So that's breaking out of that
Hmm.
thing is very difficult. It is quite difficult, and
I just want to add, see, I started jiu-jitsu in January. I was not married then. I married in February. I came back in March. And I remember my colleagues asked, okay, are you still continuing that? What is your husband saying about it? Is he comfortable? It's like, that was never an issue. Like, we both have our own interests of sports. He does what he wants. I do what I want. That was never a talking point ever between me and my husband. But I have, like, all my colleagues and even my college friend, they asked, are you okay? Are you still doing it after marriage also? Like, I was like, why not? I mean, what's wrong? I mean, that's something I want to, since we live in this,
Yeah.
society with the mindset, you're still doing it. At the same time, if I told them I was going to a gym and I am continuing the gym after that, nobody would ask that. It's a gym. You go, you come back. It's the same thing. But okay, but you're still rolling with other guys. I was like, huh? So it does not change, na? Like, so I'm
Yeah.
doing it. So what's the deal? So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to add on that.
Okay. So
Yeah, I think
yeah, go on. The last say, Apeksha.
no, again, I would just say that it's not about only boys being the problem, like boys, like the gender problem, but it's also about my sister is. I've seen it with many girls. My friends have been like that. That they're not comfortable even with girls.
Hmm.
Like some girls are, but some are not. But with boys, I've hardly seen
Hmm.
any boy being uncomfortable with a physical touch.
That's true. Hmm.
When a physical touch is, oh my god, like
No, but like, okay, just
it is
adding to that.
bad.
I just adding to that, like I had this conversation with Vedant as well. So whenever I'm rolling with a girl, okay, I'm like super cautious. Super cautious of where I am, and where my hands are and everything. And even when I'm rolling with someone and let's say their hair gets like I asked Apeksha, like, are your hair okay? Like, you have to be, I guess, because I'm not saying, I'm not being sexist, but it's just because of how it all plays out. You just have to be careful and super cautious and respectful of your training partners. I would do
And
the
that's
same with
what
any man as well. Yeah.
it's not something you shouldn't think about. Keeping like when you talk about feminism and sexism, I think that's why people get it wrong. They think that okay, treat everyone equally, and
Yeah.
if it's a woman, you can smash her as much as you smash a guy. But sorry, you are wrong because if you're an on-side mount, you have to consider where you are,
Yeah.
and you have to be careful. So it's about respecting a woman. It's not about equality here. It's about respecting another type of body you are
Yeah.
dealing with. I mean, it's something which everyone should have, in their mind. And like it's okay. Like I think everyone should keep this in mind. Not to a level that I will not roll with a girl, I might hurt her. Don't treat us like glass
Hmm.
and a showpiece. But yeah, treat us with respect and care. I think that's simply what it is all about.
I think you
And
can go hard with girls. Like I went hard with a couple of girls. I think going hard is okay. And when you talk about feminism and all of that, if you're not going hard, if you're not sparring hard with a girl, then what the
There's
fuck are you
no
doing? But listen,
exactly,
yeah, I'm just clearing that
there's
out.
a
No, no, no.
difference between
Yeah, I know.
hard and
Yeah,
going rough.
yeah, yeah.
That
I
that
know.
is the difference
All
I
I,
want.
all I'm saying, like, when you're a man sparring with a woman, just be cautious of yourself. Just be cautious of because it's such an intimate art that you know that even if you're rolling with a man, things get really strange. Like if you think about it from a third person's point of view, so just be cautious where you are and just be kind of be respectful, man. Just don't be a dick.
I would bring in another experience here. So it's like I have like everyone's a friend, but it has happened that when your intentions are not right in your mind, the other person feels it. It
Yeah,
comes
true.
up.
Yeah, I get.
Like when you're sparring with guys and when the guy has something in mind, you feel it. And then it is when the sparring gets uncomfortable
Yeah.
with the guy. And even though I've told people to keep it out of the academy, but when it comes onto the ground, like then it's uncomfortable to train. And you need to respect that if I'm coming to train here and do a especially like jiu-jitsu, which is so close, and like, you know, we don't have a choice when we are on the ground. So like it is all about the vibe you are putting out there.
Yeah.
Like if you have respect inside, it will reflect in your sparring. But if you have some other things in your mind, it will reflect again. Like I would say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with Apeksha. Whenever I like girls mostly can feel like when I'm sparring with a guy, if he's defeating me and if he's taking positions that which are like correct, like that's what he's supposed to do. I can feel that yes, he's doing that, so that's his technique. But when a guy is actually, when as Apeksha put it, like the intentions are not that. Every girl, matlab, when I can feel that maybe this
Yeah.
is not what they're supposed to do. Like yeah.
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 Okay, so just at ending at that, there's this very famous quote that all women are created equal, but then some learned jujitsu. So just ending at that, it was really nice to have you guys on. Okay.
Same.
Yeah, same here.
Bye
Thanks for,
bye. Bye
taking me
bye.
through the podcast. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
thanks.
Okay. Bye bye.